So we finna clock this T right here. Renee says you want to stay keeping up. We finna talk about some real tea. Your brother over there paying people to put hits out. He over there paying people to put hits out. And running off with his money and it's getting back to me. So now I'm finna send the feds over there to y'all empire. See, you had the right today, ho. You keep playing with me, I'm finna tear y'all empire down. Next, we gonna talk about Miss Carol murder. You big mouth. Will, I want you to talk. Don't be scared now. No Diddy, huh? You scared now, huh? I know y'all on them tapes. Freaky. I know you is. 10 churn happen. It's time to show them churns now. I ain't gonna let off you. You should have been shut this big mouth hole up. You know it. You know it. Sip me a fruit basket. You know what I like. Coconut water hole. Whole one.
Tia Kim just detonated a bomb on the internet, and it's spinning out of control. She posted a jaw-dropping pic of Rick Ross in a compromising moment, allegedly getting his cheeks clapped by someone tied to the U.S. ranch.
Nobody want to see it. Nobody don't care to see the Jets no more. You running out of hoes now. Go over there and get Diddy a hug. Go ride the bike with him, you fat. You know what time it is. Prom time. You ain't sent a motherfucking message since December 9th, you big bag.
Folks online.
The internet lost its mind instantly. And this didn't come from thin air. Tia has been hinting for months that she had some dirty dirt on Rick. Well, she finally pulled the trigger. Now, say what you want about Tia being unpredictable, but when it comes to revenge, she don't miss. Rick Ross is learning that the hard way. And that picture, not even the worst of it, Tia is not letting up. If you know how she operates, then you already know she never shows up empty-handed now. She's claiming she got actual footage, not gossip, not hearsay videos of Ross and his alleged trans lover in some explicit scenes. And guess who else allegedly makes a cameo? Daddy himself. But wait, it gets messier. Tia didn't stop there. She came with serious claims that Ross was helping Daddy cover for certain people playing cleanup crew, making sure dirty secrets stayed buried. And she's not just talking. She came armed, dates, files, screenshots, like she's ready for court. This is way past petty drama. Something major's brewing here. Let's break it all down, because this rabbit hole goes deep. One thing about Tia, she ain't letting Rick off the hook. She's pressing him every chance she gets. And this time, she's going for blood. Wildest part, these two used to be mad close, real love type, had a whole baby together. Now it's all smoke and chaos. Back in the day, their chemistry was fire, both wild, both mouthy, both toxic in sync. Tia's always been quick with the slick talk, and Rick used to give it right back. It was messy, but it worked. Until it didn't. Now Ross is in the hot seat, and Tia's throwing haymakers. She popped out confirming what she's been low-key teasing for a while, that Ross has been living on the low and is into men. And she's not just hinting anymore, she's calling it out as fact, daring him to say otherwise. Normally, Rick would be online clapping back, calling her bitter, brushing it off as baby mama drama, but this time silence, not a word. And that's got folks buzzing. Why? Because Tia came with the alleged proof, texts, clips, receipts. She says Ross has been playing both sides while selling this big-time ladies' man image. All those club nights, fine women, flexing, a smokescreen. Tia's claiming he's been running this game for years, staying close to women publicly to dodge suspicion, while keeping his real type in the shadows. And now it's catching up to him, especially since Ross always acted untouchable. But Tia's done playing, and if her so-called evidence is real, this is about to get way messier.
So we finna clock this T right here. Renee says you want to stay keeping up. We finna talk about some real tea. Your brother over there paying people to put hits out. He over there paying people to put hits out. And running off with his money and it's getting back to me. So now I'm finna send the feds over there to y'all empire. See, you had the right today, ho. You keep playing with me, I'm finna tear y'all empire down. Next, we gonna talk about Miss Carol murder.
Now here's where it gets even.
But we're not done. Tia is now saying Ross hasn't even been low-key about it. She claims he's been parading some of these women right in front of us at events, on red carpets, even on social media. And no one picked up on it because folks just assumed they were his usual flings.
I'm finna tear y'all empire down. Next, we gonna talk about Miss Carol. Y'all know who Miss Carol is. You know that's behind your brother. I'm finna make sure her family sue y'all whole estate. Cause that case is not closed. You know the lady that was leaving from my mama's house getting her hair done that time? And it's behind your brother and his drama. You know that.
According to
Tia says some of the badness Ross been showing
you've gone
off
on the
might
record
not be
saying
who
that you're
everyone thought, and she swears it's been going on.
What did you know
for a
that you
long
wanted to be an
time.
entrepreneur?
We just weren't paying attention.
The man who was in front of Black House? Okay. We finna dig up a whole bunch of motherfucking maggots right now, ho. I'm not finna play with you Ozempic. I'm finna finish y'all motherfuckers. Watch this.
thing is,
When Tia made that claim, some folks felt she crossed a line, even calling it borderline transphobic with how she said it. But if you know Tia, then you know she doesn't care who gets offended when she's locked in on revenge. Her mission, full-blown humiliation. And based on how the internet's reacting, she might be getting exactly what she wanted. But this ain't her first time pushing boundaries. Tia's been throwing shots at Rick for a while now. She was actually one of the first to ever suggest that Rick Ross and Daddy had some secret connection. She threw hints way back long before it was trending tea. And things got even darker when she hit Instagram Live, saying Rick tried to get her handled after a heated fallout behind closed doors. She said it got bad to the point she didn't feel safe anymore. That's when the real accusations started flying. And from that point on, it's been non-stop chaos. Then she dropped a serious bombshell, the kind you don't play with. Tia claimed Rick Ross didn't just try to shut her up with words. She said he put real money behind making her disappear. Yeah, you heard that. But according to Tia, it completely backfired. She says the same people Rick supposedly sent came straight to her with the cash and the warning. This isn't just messy internet beef anymore. Tia is the mother of Rick Ross's child, so now it runs way deeper than some social media drama.
You big mouth. Will, I want you to talk. Don't be scared now. No Diddy, huh? You scared now, huh? I know y'all on them tapes. Freaky. I know you is. 10 churn happen. It's time to show them churns now. I ain't gonna let off you. You should have been shut this big mouth hole up. You know it. You know it. Sip your fruit basket. You know what I like. Coconut water hole. Whole one.
their history is long, public, and full of ups and downs.
Nobody want to see it. Nobody don't care to see the Jets no more. You running out of hoes now. Go over there and get Diddy a hug. Go ride the bike with him, you fat. You know what time it is. Prom time. You ain't sent a motherfucking message since December 9th, you big bag.
But when she made that,
But the game changed when she dropped that hit claim. That's when she said she was done holding back. That's when the gloves came off and she started pulling out all the skeletons she could. Before that, it was just light shade subtle, jabs here and there. But after the alleged setup, Tia went nuclear. She made it her mission to drag out every dark corner of Rick's life. And she didn't stop there. She escalated it fast. Tia claimed Rick might be tied to some serious real-world incidents. One of them involved a woman named Miss Carol, who supposedly died under strange circumstances on her way home. The other, a man shot and killed outside a property she called the Black House. What made it worse? Tia says at least one of those cases is still under investigation. That detail alone had people shook because if that's real, this isn't over. This is still active, and possibly way more dangerous than people thought. Now the internet is divided. Some folks swear Tia's just a bitter ex trying to take Ross down, but others, they're starting to believe her, especially since Ross hasn't hit her with a defamation lawsuit. We know celebs love to clap back legally, but Ross quiet, and that silence is speaking volumes. If she was lying, wouldn't he have hit her with a suit or at least a gag order by now? The fact that he hasn't is making people wonder. And here's where it gets tricky. Some folks are starting to question Tia too. Like, was she part of this the whole time? Think about it. She never spoke on any of this until after Ross turned on her. Before that, she was cool, quiet, never said a word. So now people are wondering, did she just start caring after she got burned? Either way, Tia's been on a warpath since May. And the claims they keep stacking, one of the biggest, that Miss Carol's death is still being investigated by law enforcement. That right there changed the whole conversation. Because now it's no longer internet talk, it's crossing into real-life criminal territory. And Tia wasn't done. She took it up another notch. She said Rick Ross wasn't just tight with Daddy. According to her, Rick was allegedly one of Daddy's personal concubinas. Yeah, that's what she said. And she claims there are tapes to prove it. She says, during that raid on Ross's house last year, the feds didn't leave empty. They allegedly found multiple tapes, not one, not two, showing Ross in wild, compromising scenes. And not in the background either. Tia says Rick was front and center. And here's the craziest part. She claims Daddy tried to use those tapes to make a deal with the feds. Yup, Tia says Daddy offered up the footage in exchange for a reduced sentence. Remember those rumors about Daddy snitching to save himself? Tia saying it's true, at least in her version of events. And she says Rick Ross was one of the names Daddy was ready to hand over. But, and this is key, Tia says Ross got lucky, real lucky. The feds were focused on bigger targets, so he might have slipped through the cracks. But according to her, just because he ain't being charged now doesn't mean he's in the clear. She says he's still on the radar, just not priority number one. And now, fans are turning into detectives. People have been dissecting Rick Ross's lyrics, looking for signs, and what they're finding, kinda wild. Some are saying Ross has been low-key snitching on himself in his music, dropping clues all along. One track in particular stood, Serious Heat, you remember? The one that had everybody up in arms. Why? Because of one disturbing lyric, put Molly in her champagne. She ain't even know it. I took her home and I enjoyed that. She ain't even know it. That line sent the internet into a frenzy. People accused him of glorifying something deeply serious and totally unacceptable. The backlash was immediate and intense. Ross ended up losing his Reebok deal over that lyric, and even some of his diehard fans flipped on him. The public wasn't playing. Folks called him out heavy for crossing serious boundaries. The internet dragged him for weeks. It got so bad, Ross had no choice but to address it. He dropped a public apology saying, "I don't condone that type of behavior. I apologize for how the lyric was taken. I'm an artist, a father, a brother. I'd never intentionally promote anything harmful, but for a lot of people, that apology came too late. The damage was already done." And now, with all of T.I.'s explosive claims surfacing, people are revisiting that moment with a whole new lens. It's like the old drama is connecting to new accusations, and the full picture is starting to look a lot darker. Ross once admitted that line about harming a woman was one of his biggest regrets, called it a major mistake. But let's be honest, not everyone believed him. Why? Because Ross has a long history of saying reckless things about women, stuff that raised eyebrows way before that lyric ever made headlines. Now, back to the chaos around T.I.'s latest claims, especially the part about Ross and his alleged relationship with a trans woman. Right after Tia went public with those details, 50 Cent wasted no time jumping in, and in classic 50 fashion, he didn't hold back. He actually backed Tia's story, claiming that both Rick Ross and Daddy were involved with the same trans woman at the same time. And if you know 50, this wasn't surprising. He's been beefing with Ross and Daddy for years. His feud with Ross reportedly sparked over something as petty as a side-eye, but it spiraled fast. By 2012, things even turned physical backstage at the Bet Hip Hop Awards and with Daddy. That beef's been brewing for ages, a mix of business, tension and personal jabs. Ever since 50 parted ways with the Bad Boys Circle, he's been calling Daddy out left and right, marking his deals, his public image, and how he moves. So, when TST started trending, 50 jumped in full force. He posted a pic to Instagram of Ross and Daddy standing suspiciously close, looking like they were about to kiss, and tossed in a wild caption to stir the pot even more. The post exploded. Fans were glued. But 50 wasn't done. He kept it going, following up with another post showing Daddy hugging Steve Stout. In the pic, Stout wore a bright pink shirt and had Daddy in a hole that had folks talking. The pose felt way too familiar, and 50 captioned it with, "I ain't say nothing, but something feel off." He later deleted the post, but the screenshot's already viral. Comments flew in non-stop. And again, this wasn't new behavior from 50. He's been throwing subtle and not so subtle shade at Daddy for years, always dropping hints, suggesting things about his private life, and keeping people curious. And he didn't let Rick Ross off the hook either. 50 threw Ross back into the mix by reposting that old controversial lyric, the one that got him dropped by Reebok, and pairing it with a side-by-side of Ross and Daddy looking real cozy with the post. 50 added, "What the F? At some point, you just gotta do better." It was clear 50 was doubling down. Fans ate it up, and just when it looked like things couldn't get more chaotic, an old interview clip from 2018 resurfaced online. In it, a man claimed he had attended private parties with Daddy and other big names, and yes, he dropped Rick Ross's name too. He said what he saw made him uncomfortable and went as far as saying being around those scenes affected his health. He claimed he got an infection and tied it directly to his involvement with Daddy and Ross. That video spread like wildfire, adding even more fuel to the already blazing fire. Now with so many claims piling up, folks are struggling to tell what's fact and what's still in the shadows. Yeah, Rick Ross has been linked to Daddy in some shady ways for years, but T.I.'s latest claims, the ones about secret relationships and behind-the-scenes tapes, flipped the story upside down. From the way it's all unfolding, this is way deeper than anyone thought. Tia is now saying she's sitting on actual video footage of Rick with his alleged trans partner and the way she's teasing it. She doesn't sound like she's bluffing. If those tapes drop, Ross could be facing an army of backlash ready to destroy his image. Tia's been warning him for months. And by the way she's moving now, she could hit upload any minute. But one thing we know, Rick Ross isn't the type to stay quiet forever. If history tells us anything, he's probably already cooking up a major response to shut her down. This could easily blow up into an all-out war, and it's unfolding in real time. So don't blink, this drama is far from over. Tia might have just sparked something way bigger than she even expected. More names, more videos, more secrets. It's already in motion. And if you think this was wild, wait till you see what's coming next. Click the next video right now. It's loaded with even more shocking receipts and insane twists you won't believe.